5 minutes late.
Yesterday I told you that next week we are going to be dealing with Romeo and Juliet, as you know, by William Shakespeare. And I asked you, class, pay attention. Jackson, pay attention. I asked you to have a look at the introduction. Now, I did that particularly because I want you...
Something wrong?
I want today to talk about the evolution.
I guess I'm just tired. I haven't been sleeping very well lately.
Now, in your book,
It'll
there's a
pass.
picture of a theater.
Okay, if you say so.
How many of you...
If only I could talk to her. If only I could talk to somebody. Why does Mr. Preston keep giving me those disapproving looks? Oh, I've got to pay attention. Oh, got to stay awake.
Soon Katie couldn't hold on any longer. The room started to swirl around her, and Katie was riding on a carousel she couldn't get off. Then she was falling through a dark, bottomless pit. When she landed, she was lying on her porch steps, staring up at the sky.
Having trouble concentrating?
I'm at home. No, I can't be. But if I'm not at home, that means I'm still in my English class, asleep. What are you doing, Heath? I'm supposed to be paying attention to the lecture. Do you realize how it looks? Mr. Preston will find me here asleep at my
Well, that's not my problem, Katie. You're just taking a little break to pay attention to me instead.
Someone might hear you.
Hey, don't worry, Miss Goody Two-Shoes. Your class can't hear us unless you start snoring, that is.
Why are you doing this, Heath? Why?
Because I can. I'm through playing along with you. Now you're going to play along with me.
He thinks he's been playing along with me?
From now on, Katie, you're going to meet me exactly when I tell you to. Oh, at first I had to let you run the show. I let you decide when you wanted to go to sleep, when you wanted to be with me, when you wanted to be somewhere else. But the more time you spent dreaming me, the stronger I became.
Of course. That's why he wanted to be with me all the time. That's why I'm always so tired. Heath is taking something from me. Some kind of energy. You're bluffing, Heath. You're just trying to scare me.
Am I? I never got you out of class before, did I? Hey, don't fight with me, Katie. You can't win. Hey, isn't this better than being in school? Come on, Katie. I'm a real charming guy. Better than that sandy-eyed mama's boy, Jason.
He knows about Jason.
You might say I'm a dream come true for you, Katie. Hey, you might as well get to like it, and you better stay on my good side, because you know what? One of these days, I could be the one dreaming you up.
Any questions? Any questions at all?
Stop laughing! Stop it! Oh, stop it! No! No, stop
Wake
it!
up, Katie!
No.
Wake up!
Katie, what's the matter with you?
Oh, no. I fell asleep in class.
I want you to come with me and see Miss Fusco, the guidance counselor, Katie. You'll see what she has to say. Well, if you'll excuse me, Miss Fusco, I have to get back to my class. I'll see you later, Katie.
I haven't known you very long, Katie, and I haven't formed any opinions about you yet. But I have to tell you that Mr. Preston isn't the only one to be worried about the change in your behavior. Now, why don't you tell me what you think is going on?
What do you mean, going on?
I'm not about to play games with you, Katie. The drop in your grades is serious.
Oh, please, don't say anything to my parents.
Okay, we'll do it your way for a while. But you better be straight with me. If you don't seem to be doing anything to harm yourself, we'll leave it all right here. But that's the best I can promise you.
I'm having nightmares. Trouble sleeping. I guess that's why I was so tired I fell asleep in class.
When did all this start?
Just after I moved here.
I've been looking at your file, Katie. It looks like you were basically a serious student before you came here. Now you're a regular social butterfly. And by the way, your outfit's very fashionable.
Thanks.
You know, sometimes when we try too hard to be something we're not, it backfires and causes us other problems. Why not just try to be yourself?
I'll keep that in mind. I think I've gotten some insight out of this talk with you, Miss Fusco. It's been very helpful. Can I go now, Miss Fusco? I'm really tired.
All right, Katie. We'll talk again.
The hallway was deserted. The last class of the day had already started. The students sat in classrooms behind closed doors. As Katie walked down the hall, she felt isolated in a way she never had before.
I suppose Miss Fusco was only trying to help. I wish I could have talked to her, but she wouldn't have believed me. Nobody would. Oh, I can't face going back to class. I feel so awful. Everyone seeing me fall asleep like that. I guess I'll just go home.
Later, alone in her room, Katie sat at her dressing table, staring blankly into the mirror. The girl who stared back was thinner than Katie remembered, with wide, frightened eyes full of feverish brilliance. Suddenly, the room began to get hotter. Perspiration rolled in huge droplets from Katie's forehead. Then the reflection in the mirror changed. The droplets that trickled down her face were no longer perspiration. They were like candle drippings. Katie's face was melting. Flesh rolled from her skull like huge blobs of hot wax and landed on the dressing table. A horrified eye stared out of a bony socket. It wasn't long before Katie's entire skull stared back at her from the mirror. The teeth seemed to grin at her. Then she realized it was a reflection of herself. She was so terrified that her hair was standing away from her face. In horror, Katie watched as masses of cockroaches poured from the grinning, lipless skull.
You like this game? It's called Illusion.
Suddenly the reflection of the revolting, cockroach-infested skull vanished, and Katie's own frightened face stared back at her from the mirror.
Want to play another one?
No.
Oh, don't be a party pooper. You get the message, Katie? Don't make me mad.
Katie ran to the bathroom. Hanging onto the sink, she bent over the toilet bowl and threw up until she was too dizzy to stand. The blackness closed in all around her. Katie didn't know how long she lay on the bathroom floor. After a long while, she got up slowly and brushed her teeth, twice. Then she walked back to her room.
Oh, that vision was so real. What did Heath call this game? Illusion. I hope he won't ever play that again, but he probably will. One thing's for sure, Heath is getting stronger and meaner.
A wave of dark exhaustion swept over Katie. Soon she was swept into the dream once more, so swiftly that the taste of toothpaste still lingered on her lips.
Did you enjoy my little game, Illusion? Incredible, wasn't it?
Whatever had the illusion you were charming is what's incredible. You're about as charming as a vulture.
And you thought I was just a figment of your imagination. Well, whoa, girl. It looks like your imagination has run wild.
His laugh's just like a death rattle.
Never mind. We don't have to play that game anymore. If you start keeping to your end of the bargain. Katie, you promised to be my special girl.
His special girl? What a revolting idea. What's he up to?
I said I'd help you find yourself, and I did. Well, without me, Katie, you'd be nothing. Just the quiet, timid girl you were before.
Is that true, Heath? Or have you made this up to intimidate me? You said you'd help me, and I fell for it. But I'm the one who took it from there. The truth is that without me, you'd be nothing. I just wish I could figure out how to get rid of you.
And how did you repay me, Katie? By going out with another guy. Then you tried to trick me with that love letter business. You deliberately do something without considering that I might get hurt. Well, I had to go back and get that letter. You have no idea of the pain.
Heath, tell me what kind of things could hurt you, and I'll be careful not to do them. Until I can do them all together and blast you out of my life.
Yes. Wouldn't it be nice if I tell you what can hurt me? Oh, sure, you'd be real careful. You'd better start keeping your end of the bargain, Katie, or something unpleasant might happen. You wouldn't want to wake up one morning and find out you'd been walking in your sleep and done something terrible. Maybe gone down to the kitchen, gotten a big knife out of the drawer, maybe gone after that old dog, or gone back upstairs and into your parents' room.
What kind of monster is he, talking so calmly about killing my whole family?
You just watch yourself, Katie. I don't like being jerked around.
The moment Katie woke up, she reached under her pillow and pulled out the tape recorder. She had set it to record just before she fell asleep. With trembling hands, she rewound the tape and pushed the play button. The cassette reel started to turn.
Come on, come on.
You'd better start keeping your end of the bargain, Katie, or something unpleasant might happen. You wouldn't want to wake up one morning and find out you'd been walking in your sleep.
At last, I've got him. If it really is harmful to him to have any kind of evidence brought back to this world, what's happening to him now? Whatever it is, I hope it's horrible.
Suddenly the tape recorder was moving in Katie's hand. The reels were turning backwards. The erase button was down, and nothing Katie could do would raise it. Frantically, she pushed the off button. A white-hot flash of pain blazed through her head without warning. It was as if someone had driven a burning spike into her brain. She was paralyzed. As she sat on the bed, the walls of the room began to move in a violent, waving motion. The windows rattled. A chair overturned with a crash, and books flew off the shelves. The tape recorder started to wail and howl. Katie tried to let go of it, but it refused to leave her hands. Horrified, she held out the machine at arm's length. Then the howls changed into a different sound.
You want to hear my voice? Is that why you've done this? Have you any idea of the pain you've caused me by taking my voice and putting it on this thing? The pain is worse than this!
Another burning flash cut into Katie's skull. This time it sent her sprawling on the floor.
I'll make sure you hear my voice a lot now. I'm going to echo inside your brain until you wish you were dead.
The tape recorder she was holding began to grow hotter and hotter. Katie tried to shake it loose, but it was stuck to her hand as if it were glued. A hot pain shot up her arm. The machine was eating the tape, turning it into a twisted, tangled mess. Finally, when there was nothing left of it, the recorder fell onto the floor. As the pain in her hands subsided, Katie lifted them in front of her eyes, sure that she'd see nothing but charred stumps. But her hands weren't burned. There weren't even any blisters. It was as if nothing had happened.